The representative from Zamboanga City, Honorable Manix Dalipe, is recognized to sponsor the budget on the Department of Energy, including attached corporation, and we are now in the period of sponsorship and debate. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the next member who wishes to interpellate our sponsor is our distinguished Deputy Speaker Rodante Marcoleta of Party List Sagip. I move that he be recognized.
The distinguished Deputy Speaker, Representative Dante Marcoleta, is recognized to interpolate the sponsor.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Sponsor, I've been a member of Congress since 2004, Mr. Speaker. From my neophyte years until today, I've witnessed several episodes of budget deliberations, especially in the plenary. And in particular, the budget of the Department of Energy. For so long a time, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, and considering that the chosen constituency of Sagip Party List, the urban poor sector, the recurring issue, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, is how the poor people can grapple with the price of electricity that eats up a significant portion of their income. I said, I've been here since 2004, Mr. Speaker, and I think I have gained my right to at least analyze whether or not we're succeeding in our promise to our people, particularly in relation to Republic Act 9136, which I believe was enacted in the year 2001. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, sa buhay po ng isang taong karaniwan, yung pong pagbabayad sa kuryente ay isang sakripisyo. Kung tutuusin po, kung pasisimulan nating buksan uli yung Republic Act 9136, sa Section 2 pa lamang, Sir Speaker, Your Honor, binabanggit na roon ang isang napakalaking kaugnayan kung bakit naitatag ang Department of Energy at saka yung batas na kung tawagin natin ay Electric Power Industry Reform Act or EPIRA. Mr. Speaker, sa Section 2, Chapter 1, Declaration of Policy, letter B, ay nakasaad po ang ganito: to ensure the quality, reliability, security, and affordability of the supply of electric power. Mr. Speaker, kung maging tapat po tayo sa ating sarili, ito bang declaration of policy ito ay naipagkaloob ba natin ayon sa hinihingi ng provision na ito ng Republic Act 9136? Yung quality. Sa quality po, marami pa ring episodes ng brownouts. Minsan po, hindi lang oras, minsan araw, lalong-lalo na po sa parte ng Mindanao. Tikit na rin po dyan yung reliability. Sapagkat kung hindi reliable po ang pinagkukunan ng kuryente o supply ng kuryente, ganun din po ang nangyayari. Security. At yun nga pong tinatawag nating affordability of the supply of electric power. In all honesty, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, can we openly admit that we have complied with this particular provision on this declaration of policy with respect to the current situation of our consumers, especially those that are belonging to the poorest of the poor?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, yung the process of being able to provide what you have stated is a continuing work in progress. So every time our population would increase, there is an increased demand by our consumers. So, ang Department of Energy naman po ay the Department of Energy is really doing its best through its attached agencies like the National Electrification Administration, the National Power Corporation, to address this continuing increase in demand. Although hindi po siya perfecto, na hindi naman ibig sabihin na pagdating sa taong 2020, for example, na yung pinagplano ay 100% na mapeperfecto niya to address yung mga na-state nyo po sa Section 2, Chapter 1 ng EPIRA Law. But nevertheless, it is a continuing job, especially of the Department of Energy and its attached agencies, to see to it that yung mga kinakailangan ng ating mga mamamayan na murang kuryente, stable and reliable power ay mabigay po sa ating mga consumers. So it is although Mr. Speaker, a distinguished colleague, na inaamin naman po natin na hindi madaling, it is not an easy job or an easy task to do because of the increasing supply needed by our constituents. And marami pa pong ibang factors na kailangan natin i-consider. Siyempre, isa na po yung, of course, yung presyo ng electricity ay pabago-bago. So, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, rest assured that the Department of Energy will continue in its mandate together with its attached agencies of providing what is required of them under the law. Mr. Speaker, distinguished
Mr.
colleague.
Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, with all due respect, ako po'y nalulungkot sa inyong katugunan sapagkat nasabi ko nga po kanina sa umpisa, 13 Congress nandito na po ako. Yan pong sinasabi ninyong sagot sa napakasimpleng tanong ay paulit-ulit ko na pong naririnig. Kasi po, yung ating mga mamamayan, lalo na po yung pangkaraniwan, sinasabi ko nga, hindi nila maintindihan, hindi nila ma-relate ang kanilang buhay. Ano ba yung budget na pinag-uusapan ninyo dyan? Palagi na lang, year in and year out, you're talking about the budget. You're deliberating the budget of every agency and department of government. Pero kahit kailan, you are unable to relate to us, ano ba ang nahihita namin? Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, ang gustong maramdaman ng pangkaraniwang tao habang dinidebate natin ang inyong budget Ano naman po yung para sa kanila? Hindi naman po kalabisan, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, na maghintay sila sa panig nila, sa sarili nila, maramdaman nila na itong ginagawa natin ito ay nagkakaroon ng mabisang resulta sa kanilang buhay. Araw-araw, monthly, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, yung monthly bill po nila ng kuryente, parang nagiging isang palaisipan. It is like a conundrum. It's a puzzle. Bakit po ang pangako po ng 9136, affordability of the supply of electric power. Napakasimple po ng katagana yon. Affordability speaks of a level of price that is reachable to the ordinary consumers. Hindi po nila ito maramdaman, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. Kaya po ang tanong natin, huwag nating gagawing katwiran na ito po ang ginagawa natin, ganito po nang nagawa natin, ito pa po ang gagawin natin. Pero kapag hindi po natin nagagawa yung pangako dito under the Declaration of Policy, lahat po ng ginagawa natin ay hindi kumukonekta sa puso ng mamamayan. Basahin ko po yung letter C, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. To ensure transparent and reasonable prices of electricity. Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, yun po ay madaling intindihin kahit na ordinaryong tao. To ensure transparent and reasonable prices of electricity in a regime of free and fair competition. Ito muna po ako doon, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. Nagawa na po ba natin yun? Reasonable prices of electricity. Ano po ba yung reasonable? Ang reasonable po na presyo ay yung level ng presyo na kayang-kayang abutin ng isang ordinaryong mamamayan. Yun po yung reasonable. Ito po ay declaration of policy. Isa pong batas na ating ginawa, ilang taon na po ang nakararaan. 2001 pa po yun. Bakit hanggang ngayon, hindi po nagkakaroon ng katuparan kung pag-uusapan natin ay maramdaman lamang po ang ginagawa natin ngayon? Kasi, sa panig po nila, ayan na naman. Budget hearing na naman sila, hindi naman natin maramdaman kung anong ginagawa nila. Meron po silang katwiran na magtanong, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, this is a recurring issue. If this representation talks to them in town hall meetings, this is a recurring question. Sabi nila, kailan po kaya kami makakatikim? Kahit minsan lang, yung mababang kuryente. Hindi po nila maramdaman. So there is something wrong in the system, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. We are not fulfilling this. We are failing our people. Basahin ko pa po yung kasunod. Letter F, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. To protect the public interest as it is affected by the rates and services of electric utilities. Mr. Speaker, totoo po ito. Ang public interest is always affected by the rates of electric utilities and other providers of electric power. Bakit po? Pag mahal po ang kuryente, mahal ang production, mahal po yung produkto, kawawa na naman po yung consumer na bibili. Maliban pa po, doon sa sinasabi natin, pangkaraniwan na, pag nakita na po nila yung bill ng kuryente, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, yung kabanan ng dibdib na naman po nila, palaging nandun. Ang tanong ko nga po ganito, kung ang atin pong mga budget na ginagawa, at ito po ay tumutukoy sa efficiency and effectiveness of the programs that are being installed by the department, Bakit hindi po yun tumutuloy sa benepisyo na maaari nating maiabot sa mga ordinaryong consumers? Ito po yung tanong nila. Ito po yung tanong nila. Paano po natin sila sasagutin? Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, naghahanap po ako ng tulong sa inyo. Pagbalik ko uli sa kanila, gusto ko po dala-dala ko ang isang kasagutan na tatanggapin nila. Sa ngayon po kasi wala akong masasabi sa kanila. Sasabihin ko na naman, kagaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo, paikot-ikot na lamang po kami. Mr. Speaker, sasamantalahin ko na po kung medyo hirap po kayong sumagot muna. Bibigyan po natin ng halimbawa para siguro kahit papano from generalities to situational, for example. Pag-usapan po natin yung Republic Act 9209, Mr. Speaker. Your Honor. Itong Republic Act 9209, ito po yung prangkisa ng Meralco. Tama po ba, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, the line of questioning of the Honorable Deputy Speaker Marcoleta can properly be addressed by another agency which is handled by Representative Mikey Arroyo.
Alam ko po yun. Alam ko po yun.
Energy Regulatory Commission. But
Nakagustuhan ko lang makagawa po ng example kasi para lalo nating masagot sana. Gusto kong pagtulungan natin, hanapin natin ang isang pinakamabuting sagot na sa maraming panahon po ay hinahanap-hanap po ng ating mga ordinaryong consumers. Hindi ko po patatagalin yung tungkol dito kasi may babasahin lang po ako na isang section dito na kaugnay po ng Declaration of Policy na binanggit ko kanina sa 9136. Magkakambal po kasi sila eh. Sa Section 4 po kasi nitong 9209, yung grantee po, ito yung Meralco, ano po, the grantee shall supply electricity to its captive market in the least cost manner. Pagkatapos sinundan pa po na the grantee shall charge reasonable, just, and competitive power rates. So, may kakambal po siya. Mula po doon sa Declaration of Policy ng Republic Act 9136, ganun din po yung nakalagay doon sa prangkisa ng Meralco. Ibig ko sabihin po, bilang pagtutulad, paghalimbawa, talaga pong konektado doon eh. So kung ang pinakamalaki pong distribution utility dito sa ating bansa ay ang Meralco, nagagawa ko po siyang halimbawa kung ang pag-uusapan ay yung tanong po kanina, paano kaya mararamdaman at kailan mararamdaman ang pangkaraniwang consumer? Sapagkat matagal na po eh. 2001 na po eh. Baka dumating po ang panahon, wala nang maniwala sa atin, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. Baka sabihin nila, parang bulahan na yata ito. Parang paikot-ikot po tayo. Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, I think we owe it to our people to give them an honest and reliable answer. Meron po ba kayong gustong isagot, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, meron po tayong tinatawag na competitive selection process, CSP, that will address the generation cost, which covers around 50% of the entire cost. The Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, or although iba po yung mag-handle sa pag-sponsor sa kanya, regulates the transmission and distribution sectors. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague.
Baka hindi rin po maintindihan yung sagot na yun, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. Ang ERC po talaga, ang regulator, mag-a-apply siyempre po yung distribution utilities ng rates niya at a-approvein ng ERC. Ang nagiging problema, Mr. Speaker, ang sabi nga dito sa prangkisang sinabi ko, o doon sa declaration of policy, kailangan transparent tayo. Alam po ba ninyo, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, doon sa rate fixing na ina-approve ng ERC, wala po akong makitang transparency. Bibigyan ko po kayo ng halimbawa. Yun lamang pong formula ng pagkukompute ng rate ng Meralco, magmula doon sa tinatawag nilang RORB, na ngayon ay pumunta sa rehimen ng tinatawag nilang PRB or Performance-Based Rate. Sinubukan ko po kasi naintindihin kung paano po nila kinukwenta. Pinadalhan po ako ng 5 malalaking compendium po. Ito po yung formula. Mas mataas pa po sa akin yung binigay na compendium. Kaya ko po bang unawain yung formula na yun, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, na mataas pa sa akin? Tinanong ko pa nga yung isa sa kanila Baka ako maski si Dr. Albert Einstein hindi maintindihan ito Paano magiging transparent ito kung ako hindi ko rin maintindihan to? Sino man po sa atin dito, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, walang makakaintindi do sa equation formula na ginagamit ng ERC kung pag-uusapan ay yung rate fixing, kung magkano ang isisingil sa mga consumer.
Session suspended.